This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, Dunedin locals remembered victims of the Christchurch terror attack as the country observed a National Day of Remembrance. Otago University staff encountered a humpback whale in trouble off the Otago coast this afternoon. And visiting pupils from Qualish School in Thailand got a taste of Kiwi culture in South Otago. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. Dunedin locals were given the chance to remember the victims of the Christchurch terror attack today, as the country observed a National Day of Remembrance. While the main event took place at Hagley Park in Christchurch, Dunedin people gathered at the town hall to pay their respects.
Politicians, police, members of the Muslim community and Runanga side by side at the Dunedin town hall today, 2 weeks after the Christchurch terror attack. Otago Muslim Association Chairman Muhammad Rizwan shared verse from the Quran with those in attendance in the hope it provides everyone with strength.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Kia ora. No mai haramai whai no whanui. Aotearoa, a tiny but mighty nation, the land of the long white cloud at the edge of the world, often forgotten from world's maps, has become a beacon of hope, the guiding light to help pull the world out of hatred and injustice.
The event started at 9:30 with local dignitaries also addressing the crowd.
We gather as one to mourn for those lost 2 weeks ago today.
Attention then turned to the remembrance service at Hagley Park in Christchurch, live streamed throughout the country. The service wound up around midday, thousands leaving Hagley Park and other venues around the country, with possibly some semblance of closure from one of the worst events in New Zealand history. In Dunedin, The South Today.
Meanwhile, local community leaders took the stage in Balclutha last night to honour the victims of the recent Christchurch terror attack. 51 candles were lit as more than 300 people filled the Balclutha town hall. They called upon the community to remember the passing of one of Balclutha's own Muslim community members who died on his way back from helping out in Christchurch. Several rural events around the south set up for the screenings of the National Remembrance Service today had to be cancelled due to police resources being stretched. A group of staff and students from Otago University encountered a humpback whale in trouble off the Otago coast this afternoon. The group was on a postgraduate field trip when they spotted the whale approximately 10 kilometres east of Karitane. The whale had rope wrapped around its body and tail and was trailing a buoy which appeared to be from a fishing vessel. The university personnel reported the sighting to the Department of Conservation. DOC want to hear of any further sightings as soon as possible and are cautioning people not to approach the whale themselves. A recent study by Ocean Cleanup found nearly 50% of plastic in the Great Pacific Garbage Patch is from discarded fishing nets. Otago Regional Councillor Michael Laws has confirmed he's bringing a defamation case against the Otago University Students Association. The case relates to an article which appeared in student magazine Critic Te Arahi. Laws is listed on court documents as representing himself. Parties appeared via audio-visual link for a hearing in the Dunedin District Court yesterday morning. A date hasn't yet been set for a further court appearance. When contacted by the Otago Daily Times, neither party would elaborate on the details of the case. It is not often a child from Bangkok will get to share a sheep, but some visiting pupils from Qualish School in Thailand were recently offered such an opportunity and grasped it with both hands.
A close shave. 22 pupils from Kalish High School in Bangkok checking out sheep shearing at Telford Southern Institute of Technology. Teacher and chaperone Reza Hanazaki says the pupils' trip to New Zealand is a good way for them to experience a different kind of life.
Oh, we loved it. And actually a lot of students, they volunteered to do the shearing. And because we don't get to see sheep in Thailand, like especially Bangkok, and so it's a new experience for all of us.
She says the kids are from one of the most populated cities on the planet and have never experienced things like this before. They were keen to get amongst it.
I'm surprised that they are really hands-on. They want to try them, and it's good information as well, like to know about the industry.
As well as being trainee rousies, the children also wanted to experience milking cows, but Hanazaki says it was too much of an early start.
We come here to see the milking. Have my students try to milk the cows, but at this time it's just 4 a.m. in the morning, so this one we couldn't do it.
The pupils attended South Otago High School during their stay, and all reports are they loved their visit. In Balclutha, The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today, Haas locals are still without power days after a severe weather event, and a classic piece of Greek theatre is getting a makeover at Dunedin's Fringe Festival.
Every Kiwi deserves a reliable garage door. Rely on Garador to protect your important stuff. Just like Darren. His Garador keeps his favourite ride in mint condition. We have a huge range at affordable prices. Visit our website for a free consultation. We stand behind every door.
Green Island Medical Centre have 2 late night clinics. We are now open on a Tuesday and Thursday night until 7 p.m. with doctor and nurse appointments available. Phone us on 488 2754 to make a booking or to find out more information.
Don't suffer in silence. Call Sunny Chin, Chi Master Body Technician for structural, muscular, emotional bodywork. Phone 03 4250 606 for all your pain relief.
Ricky here from Beds Are Us Dunedin. It's our birthday. Up to 50% off Sleepyhead beds. Plus, we will give you a free gift with all beds over $9.99. March only. Come see us at Beds Are Us Dunedin.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489 2274.
Tune in to Eastern Light Filmworks every week.
Welcome back. Haas Township is still without power, food and sewage 3 days after a huge storm swept through the area. Tuesday's weather caused damage to the town's hydro power intake as it was blocked by logs and other debris. Resident Nolene Harvey says there hasn't been any power north of Okuru since Wednesday night, and some businesses have had to close after their generators blew early this morning. 30 to 40 homes are also without power and the sewage isn't pumping. An award-winning modern remake of an ancient Greek myth is currently on in the city as part of the Dunedin Fringe Festival. Orpheus has been staged in an empty commercial space, incorporating music and speech into a theatrical event.
I'm drunk on colour, and I'm drunk on soul. I'm drunk on soul.
Tuning up for 2 more live performances for the Dunedin Fringe Festival. Phil Grange is the musical half of a UK duo whose modern retelling of the Greek myth Orpheus has been hailed by critics and fans alike. Grange's sidekick Alexander Flanagan Wright says they've been performing it around the world for nearly 3 years.
So when people come to the show, it's a spoken word and storytelling show full of live soul music. So I do all the talking, Phil does all the singing and playing, and there's just 2 of us in a traverse stage with the audience on either side, and it's an hour and 10 minutes of storytelling.
He says he wrote the words and Granger wrote the music, resulting in a no-frills adaptation of an ancient love story.
There's no set, there's no costumes, there's nothing, there's just your imagination and our very old ancient Greek modern story.
And because there's no real requirements for a stage and sets, it's able to be held in one of the city's unused retail spaces. Public art organisation the Dunedin Dream Brokerage is partnering up with the Dunedin Fringe Festival to provide venues for performances.
We enable people to put on creative, innovative events in empty retail commercial spaces in the city to make private space public temporarily, and that's what we're doing here with the Dunedin Fringe.
Orpheus is on tonight and tomorrow from 8 o'clock in Dunedin the South Today.
After the break on the South Today, Dunedin skateboarding community organises Skate Jam to get better facilities in the city, and we have the weekend's weather for you, so stay with us.
Every Kiwi deserves a reliable garage door. Rely on Garrador to protect your important stuff. Just like Darren. His Garrador keeps his favourite ride in mint condition. We have a huge range at affordable prices. Visit our website for a free consultation. We stand behind every door.
At Green Island Medical Centre, we are committed in caring for our future and present generations. We know as a young person, coming to the doctors can be quite daunting. Our highly skilled doctors and nurses will make your experience one where you will leave with a smile. Your health is very important to us.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489-2274.
Oh, help! Don't suffer in silence. Call Sunny Chin, Chi Master Body Technician for structural, muscular, emotional bodywork. Phone 03 4250 606 for all your pain relief.
Most of us have spots on our skin. That's quite normal. Finding skin cancer as early as possible is key to successful treatment. Book in for a free check of 1 to 2 moles or a comprehensive full body check with the Mole Doctor in Waverley.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Step into Shop on Carrot and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Thanks for staying with us. The School of Bagpipes has been heard in Dunedin as the city hosts the New Zealand Pipe Band Championships. 35 bands from throughout New Zealand and 2 from Australia are competing at the University Oval. Competitions began today and tomorrow morning. Bands will compete in a street march along George Street. Tomorrow afternoon, grades 1 and 2 are set to perform at the University Oval before a massed band performance and prize giving later in the afternoon. Dunedin's skateboarding community is holding a skate jam to raise awareness of the need for more facilities in the city. The newly formed Dunedin Skateboarding Association is leading the charge and hosting this weekend's event.
Outdated and tired. That's how some of Dunedin's skateboarding community describes the city's skate park.
We need a new skate park. Thomas Burns is pretty dated all around the country. New parks popping up. We want to see some of that in Dunedin.
President of the newly formed Dunedin Skateboard Association, Roscoe Moore, says smaller cities have got way better facilities than Dunedin.
It's miles apart really, like even Invercargill and Winton, they've got great skate parks. Dunedin, not so much.
Moore says they've organised a skate jam for this Saturday at Thomas Burns Skate Park as a recruitment drive and a social event.
This Saturday we're having a skate jam at Thomas Burns Skate Park. We'll have some music, some tunes and a barbecue cranking, and so just wanted everyone to get out and have a good time.
He formed the group with a few friends and says there's a need for an organised group of skaters who can meet with local authorities.
Just started this year, just saw a need for a solid group that could actually advocate on behalf of skateboarding in Dunedin, sort of get some things done around the city.
Tomorrow's skate jam is set to begin at 2 p.m. in Dunedin, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Dunedin locals remembered victims of the Christchurch terror attack as the country observed a National Day of Remembrance. Otago University staff encountered a humpback whale in trouble off the Otago coast this afternoon after they noticed it was tangled in a fishing net. And visiting pupils from Qualish School in Thailand got a taste of Kiwi culture in South Otago, some taking turns getting the feel of wool. And now look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome Hayden Meikle, what have you got for us in tomorrow's paper?
Hello Melissa, well it's a Saturday, so that means I'm working on a Friday night, which is not so good, but the good news is we'll have lots of interesting stuff for readers of our paper.
Fantastic.
As your viewers have seen, a poor whale in a bit of trouble there off the coast of Karitani. So an interesting story, a concerning story. Not very nice at all to see an amazing creature like that bound up in rope and trailing a buoy. So DOC is urging any boaties to sort of report sightings of the whale that they have. So I'm sure that might be a developing story, a bit of concern for whale lovers.
Yeah, definitely not something that we want to see happening in our patch
not at all.
Or anywhere.
No, not at all. The other thing I think people can expect to see locally is heightened security. So in the wake of the Christchurch attacks, obviously people will have noticed heightened security around the place, more armed police. We've got a story looking at the likelihood of this carrying on for some time. Now obviously most people will see that as perfectly a normal reaction to what happened in Christchurch. People are wanting to feel safe. Dunedin had links obviously to the attacks. But there will also be, I'm sure, some people wondering, well, when will life get back to normal, so to speak? So I think an interesting topic. We have a yarn to Ross Black. Now a lot of people know Ross Black. He was the chairman of the Otago Rescue Helicopter Trust. Those guys who do their They're amazing jobs, flying helicopters to emergencies. So he's stepping down, and we've got a bit of a nice sort of exit interview with him and a cracking photo of him with his chopper.
Fantastic. He's certainly done a lot for the community.
He has indeed
Yeah.
been very prominent. It's a pretty amazing service they provide too. Pipe bands, now I don't know about you, but a bunch of bagpipes together doesn't always enlighten my ears. I love the sound of a single bagpipe, but get several together, I'm not so sure. But huge interest in the New Zealand Pipe Band Champs, obviously. People love their bagpipes. It's kind of a great community, I think, in the music community. They're interesting people. They love their pipes, love their pipe band. So
They're
we've
quite
got some
stoic supporters, some of them, aren't
they
they?
are. They're very firm, and it's got such a grab on, I suppose, New Zealand culture. It's been a big part of our culture, that's especially down here, that Scottish side of some of our backgrounds. So we'll have a bit of a yarn from there and some photos from the Pipe Band Champs, and more on Monday's paper too, I'm sure. And the Weekend Mix. So Saturday, of course, means the Weekend Mix, our award-winning supplement with all sorts of interesting bits and pieces. And its lead this week is a very powerful story about breast cancer, a woman who went through that, and the whole screening process. So a really important story that I would encourage all Otago women to read.
Wonderful, thank you, Hayden. And you can catch all of that in tomorrow's ODT. And now it's time for a look at the weekend's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Starting with today's southern view, taken off a pipe band entertaining people with an earshot of Queen's Gardens. Looking at the situation, a fine weekend ahead with warmer northerly airflow developing and high cloud increasing on Sunday. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport can expect a cloudy day with a high of 23 degrees. Across to the northeast, Nelson and Blenheim, you're also looking at cloudy skies with a high of 22 degrees. In Canterbury, it's a slightly grey day for you with a high of 20 degrees for Kaikoura, 19 for Christchurch and 21 in fine weather for Ashburton. In the southern towns, light northeasterlies and clear skies are the order of the day, with the Catlins heading for 18, Balclutha slightly higher on 20, Lumsden reaching 23 and Gore with the region high of 24. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes, where you're due to have light northerlies and fine weather. Wanaka and Queenstown, you're heading for a high of 24, Alexandra 25, and those in Tiana should plan for a high of 21 degrees. To the northern towns, Twizel and Amarama, you're in for light winds and fine weather. Twizel, you're heading for a decent high of 24 and Amarama is higher at 26. Timaru and Oamaru, you should plan for moderate northeasterlies and a high of 17 for both of you. In Dunedin, fine tonight with northeasterlies and an overnight low of 12. Long sunny periods and some cloud tomorrow with fresh breezy northeast winds. Still could get those lawns mowed. Looking at a high of 17 and a low of 14. North to northeasterly winds becoming stronger on Sunday with cloud increasing and some rain will develop from the evening. A high of 20 and a low of 15. Heading to Invercargill, it's fine tonight with an overnight low of 11 degrees. Warmer tomorrow with long sunny periods and scattered high cloud, heading for a high of 23 and a low of 14. And cloud will increase on Sunday with rain developing during the afternoon and fresh to strong northerly winds, looking at a high of 20 degrees and a low of 15. That's all our news for this Friday. For the latest news from the Southern region, head online to the odt.co.nz and follow Channel 39 on Facebook and YouTube. Have a great weekend. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.